A busy match week 3 Sunday brings us to the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, for this matchup in the Eastern Conference between one of the newest clubs in MLS Next Pro, Connecticut United, and Philadelphia Union 2, winners of back-to-back contests. Welcome inside Subaru Park alongside our broadcast team. I'm Jake Griffith, glad to have you alongside us. Philadelphia Union 2, well, they're back to their winning ways. They look early in the season the part of another championship contending squad, keeping clean sheets in consecutive fixtures under second-year manager Ryan Richter to open their new campaign. They get Connecticut United today, the newest club in MLS Next Pro, who are entering on the heels of their first loss of the season, being dealt a 4-2 defeat on the road to a fellow independent side in Chattanooga FC. The message this week from the Connecticut United staff: turn the page, focus on Philadelphia Union 2 as we take a look at the starting 11 first for Ryan Richter and Philadelphia Union 2. Going with the traditional 4-2-2-2. It'll look like a 4-4-2 at times. The biggest thing to keep an eye on, rather, is 51 there at the front of the attack, Malik Jakupovic. If you're a U.S. national team fan, if you're an MLS fan, you should be paying attention to that young man right there. Jakupovic, last year, 8 goals in 16 appearances. Already has bagged a goal once this season for Philadelphia Union 2, the team's leader in shots on target per 90 minutes. He's such a dynamic attacking player. As for Connecticut United and manager Shavar Thomas, they go with a 4-3-3. Entering the starting 11 today, one of their changes, Laurie Goddard, the Englishman, former Hofstra Pride attacker at the collegiate level. Goals, well, he's familiar with those. 34 goals in his collegiate career alongside 17 assists for the former college All-American last season. Goddard's played just 45 minutes so far this season, but if Shavar Thomas and company can get him going, they can put goals on the board in a hurry. All set to go here inside Subaru Park for this first ever meeting between Philadelphia Union 2 and Connecticut United. Stephen Foster, the man in red, he is our center referee this afternoon. It'll be Philadelphia Union in the yellow tops with the light blue accents. Connecticut United in their all-black kits. Philadelphia and Ryan Richter back-to-back 1-0 victories to open 2026. Ryan Richter said, though, we are still far from a finished product, as the whistle sounds from Stephen Foster, and we're underway here in Chester. Oliver Pratt gets ahead to that one on a long ball thumped forward. And here is Connecticut United, who, in the words of their manager Shavar Thomas, they want to play an exciting, attractive, up-tempo style of football. The biggest message this preseason has been just find ways to impose your will on the opposition. Here they are around the 18 and quickly canceled out by Philadelphia. A brisk, windy day here on the banks of the Delaware at Subaru Park. You can hear, though, fans, most notably Philadelphia Union's supporters group, the Bridge Brigade, making their presence felt early on. Kellen LeBlanc able to win that ball back tight on the touchline, and now forward they go to the aforementioned Malik Jakupovic, Michigan native. A whistle will sound from Stephen Foster, and Jakupovic pleading his case to our center referee. Starting in net today, Anthony Ramos, back-to-back appearances in goal for Connecticut United. The former LA Galaxy Academy man, acquired in January by this club, spent the 3 previous seasons with Tigres U19, U20s, U21s, and U23s. Collision near that midfield stripe, and this will be a foul against Connecticut United. Player is down for Union 2 and slow to get back to his feet. It's Giovanni Sequeira Just an awkward collision here. You see the arm fly up there on the top side of your screen. Union will steer it back to their starting netminder, George Marks. 3 starts in as many appearances to open 2026 for the former Charlotte FC and Crown Legacy netminder. Change of possession will occur via the throw-in, though, off the errant give-up. Foot stuck in by Benitez. He wins it back and trying to play a teammate through, and Fajera instead cleared out of play by the defense and Andre Applewhite. Union 2 will have a throw in. There's a whistle, though, from Stephen Foster, and that will delay the restart to this contest. Union 2 seeking their first 3-0-0 start to a campaign since joining MLS Next Pro. It'll also be the 3rd consecutive season, if they can get a win today, that Union 2 would open unbeaten in their first 3 matches. Just to show how much success this club has generated the last few years. Second ball served back in by Oliver Pratt, and no one on the receiving end of it. That is where Rickson Van Hees will pick it up. Connecticut United trying to head that ball along, unsuccessful in that venture as Pratt goes spilling onto the grass surface here at Subaru Park. Looking on there at the bottom of the screen, the right corner is Ryan Richter. In his 2nd season now with Philadelphia Union 2 after taking over for who is now Brooklyn FC's manager in the USL Championship, Marlon LeBlanc. Richter 19 wins, 6 losses and 8 draws as the head coach so far in his brief tenure along the touchlines for Union 2. Good combination here, pushing the tempo now is Paisho going for it, and Marks able to get a piece of that one on its way through. It'll stay here for the corner. One thing Connecticut United has done well in their first 2 fixtures of the season, some of these combinations in and around the area, especially in those central channels, that time freeing up Paisho, the native of Brazil, and earning the 12th corner of the season. Monis drives it to the back stick, whiffing on it was Paisho. And now an opportunity to counter here for Philadelphia. Sequeira was handcuffed there near the midfield stripe. Counter developing now for Connecticut United. They'll play through Applewhite. Applewhite's cross near side, batted off the line. Did it go in? No, it didn't. Connecticut United pleading their case, saying that crossed the goal line. You see Steven Serwata there, former Red Bull New York 2-man, talking to Stephen Foster. It will be a free kick. A look at it again here. Headed down by Goddard and just batted off that line by George Marks. What a spectacular effort in net from George Marks. Going to keep this contest scoreless. Monis now lobs this into a crowd, and Marks is there through traffic. trying to turn the field on its head now. Very strong distribution. That's something that is just such a staple of this Philadelphia Union 2 team. A glancing header trying to play Goddard through. Just knocked off that ball by Sequeira. Time and time again last year in 2025. No matter who was in net, it was Pierce Holbrook, Andrew Rick. No matter, Philadelphia, they relied so heavily on starting their build-ups with their keeper. Strong throw-out, strong distributions. Oftentimes, they would catch teams in transition. Whether it was a transitional goal or just a true proper counterattack, Philadelphia scored in transition 18 times last season across the regular season and the playoffs. It's something that Ryan Richter has made a non-negotiable with this Union 2 club, winning that ball back high, but also those quick transitions. Rafael Uzcategui wearing the captain's armband today. He'll turn and thump that one out of play. Another throw coming for Connecticut United. Offside flag will come up on the near side, and that will wash out the opportunity for Connecticut. This Union 2 side, they've always been historically strong at home, but especially as of late, they've turned Subaru Park into a real fortress. They've won 6 consecutive dating back to September of last year's regular season. When you couple in their handful of playoff home victories last year, they ended up finishing the year with 9 home victories, which were the second most among all Eastern Conference teams. They've been good to start out in 2026. Benitez coming up with that one through a crowd, still carrying along as Benitez. Ultimately goes ricocheting out of play on the clearance, and it will be a throw for Giovanni Sequeira. 23 appearances last year. 3 goals, 4 assists. Career highs for him in Next Pro in starts, goal contributions, minutes played. Sequeira will toss that one forward, goes glancing off the head of Saul Olivas. And Uzcategui will head it back along. 10 minutes in, no score. We've already seen one fantastic save from Union 2 keeper George Marks. Looking for the combination was Connecticut around the area, and instead that'll find the end line. And the aforementioned Marks, former Clemson Tiger, will have the goal kick. Connecticut United joining the fold of MLS Next Pro this year, running the league's total to 3 independent teams. Ryan Richter, he said he was very excited for this matchup, especially with the young profile of this Philadelphia Union 2 team. In Richter's own words, he says that the independent teams, they tend to trend rather a bit older, a bit more physical, and Richter says that's a really positive thing for his young team to face. So the best thing, the best test for young players is to play against tried and true professionals, grown men. Richter and this coaching staff feel like this would be a real litmus test early on for the mettle of this young Philadelphia team. Here's Ibrahim Kosoulé, all-time leading goal scorer in Red Bull New York club history. Kosoulé committing the foul, and it will be another throw in for, rather free kick that is, for Philadelphia Union 2. Kosoulé coming over in January on the loan after spending the 2023 through 2025 seasons with Red Bull New York 2. Marks gets things going off the stoppage. Offside flag will come up, and that will end the opportunity for Philadelphia Union 2. Trying to stay compact and narrow in their shape today is one of the points of emphasis from this coaching staff in training. Two side coming off that win against FC Cincinnati 2 in their last match back in match week 2, the 1-0 victory. And Ryan Richter called that one a much improved effort from what he saw from the team in their 1-0 win against Toronto FC 2. But more than anything, the staff walked away, in Richter's own words, saying that it shows this team can take information, learn it, and then apply it on the go. Good ball over the top here for Connecticut United. Ultimately won back though, and here's Oliver Pratt, former Penn Quaker, signed this offseason. Timo Mendoza, the Union Academy player. It's back over to Pratt, now back inside. Mendoza again. Philadelphia will reset things. Here's Uzcategui. Pressure here, trouble playing out of the back. It's nearly turned over and tripped up was Oscar Benitez, covering a lot of ground there to help try to relieve some of that pressure. See right there, Benitez in the center of your screen flying in. Well read, he could sense that Mendoza was under some duress. Sundstrom, he gives it up. Poorly timed turnover there for Philadelphia. And they're bailed out again by a clearance. It's been bend but don't break in some junctures of this match so far. Well, Benitez will stick the foot in, and this will be a booking, some pushing, and some shoving after the whistle. Connecticut United still in search of their first set-piece goal of their club's existence. Got it again there in the center of your screen, 36 in yellow and blue. Oscar Benitez is tripping the man up and then taking some exception to something that was said after the fact, as Monas will shadow over this ball. Monas will loft it ahead into the crowd, and it's coated well defensively by Philadelphia. Last year they were so strong on set-piece defense, allowed just 2 free kick goals, all 2025. Oh, what a ball played through. A foot race here, and out comes Ramos. Able to just slide that away. Across the far touchline it goes. Applewhite will have the throw in for Connecticut United. It was just earlier this week that Connecticut United announcing their home venues for the 2026 season. They'll split time between stadiums on the campus of UConn and Yale as well. Monas goes flying down off the challenge, and reaching for his pocket is Stephen Foster. This will be another booking here. Second card handed out in as many minutes against Philadelphia Union 2. And Monas slowly peels himself up off the grass. Oliver Pratt will join Oscar Benitez in Foster's book. Right there at the bottom of your screen, Pratt goes flying in, trying to get the ball, and misses, instead catching the ankle there of Alex Monas, the captain for Connecticut and former New England Revolution 2 midfielder. It's already the 3rd free kick the Connecticut United have had in this attacking half of things. Monas delivers this one, top of the area. It's knotted down, crossed in the face of goal, and it's in, but no, the offside flag will come up. Good-looking delivery here And a nice combination off that set piece. Connecticut United thought they found the breakthrough. And you see the reactions on the faces. Can't believe it. The offside flag comes up. Between the brilliant save earlier from Marks clearing it off the line and the offside flag. That's twice now Connecticut has had cracks at breaking through. Here comes Connecticut United again as Monas tries to fight through one challenge, a delayed whistle here, and now it will be a free kick for Connecticut. This portion of the match is brought to you by Subaru of America. Forward with it now is CT United, looking for Laurie Goddard, trying to pick him out on that left side. Connecticut, they've tried to go vertical a handful of times so far in the opening near 20 minutes. In Philadelphia, they've been able to deny that. It's been when Connecticut progresses just like this, through combination plays through the midfield, that they've had the most success. Here they are again, just outside the 18. Paisho will give it up, and he'll get it back. Going to split two defenders is Paisho, and does. Trying to get past that third, and Oscar Benitez, and unable to do so. Still, though, struggles clearing it out of this end for Philadelphia, and now Oliver Pratt will step up and do just that. Oscar Benitez, he is carrying the yellow, but he's been involved in a lot of defensive action so far for Union, too. He's a player that Ryan Richter said earlier this week, he's a hard worker, said he has a growth mindset, but more importantly, Richter was adamant that he said the solidity he gives us, we cannot play without him in the middle of the park. He is such a crucial piece and a returner to this Philadelphia Union 2 side who they do see players in the offseason like a Nick Pariano, CJ Olney, Isaiah LaFleur, all departing. Players like Kevin Sullivan as well with the Union first team on a full-time basis. So a significant amount of new for Ryan Richter in 2026 as Philadelphia Union 2 will have a free kick here. Standing over it is Kellen LeBlanc, coming off a season in which he recorded 25 appearances, 7 goal contributions, including 3 of his own. Joining him over the ball is Ferreira, who will back off. It'll be LeBlanc. Whipped ahead, goes glancing off the top of the noggin of Rickson Van Hees. Pratt and Philadelphia Union 2, they'll cycle this around. The captain, Uzcategui, trying to lead LeBlanc into that final third, and overhit on that switching pass. That is where Connecticut United will have a goal kick. Anthony Ramos spent time in the LA Galaxy Academy many years ago prior to his stint with the Tigres UANL U19s through 23 sides. Did make an appearance for LA Galaxy 2, Anthony Ramos did, back when Galaxy 2 were in USL Championship in 2020. Well defended there again by Uzcategui, the Venezuelan. Union 2, though, can't make anything happen with it, and it will be Connecticut United who will have the throw. Wada whipping that one ahead, goes out off the head of Uzcategui. And Connecticut United will have another throw, this time on the near side. It's CT United who, over the first 4 weeks of the season, will have played 4 consecutive matches away. Shavar Thomas, he said earlier this week that some teams, they may think that that sounds like a daunting task to go on the road for essentially the first month of the campaign, but at Connecticut, he says they relish those opportunities. They want to go into tough places. Helps them build confidence, helps them learn to play with that confidence. Because of the energy this team plays for, this coaching staff is Ferreira taken down by Monas and company, and this will be a free kick for Philadelphia Union 2. Because of the energy this Connecticut United 2 side plays it with, they don't view road matches necessarily as road matches. They feel like that energy can neutralize the home crowd in whatever venue they step into. Ferreira puts it back into play as Oliver Pratt will carry it forward. Now Pratt drives it toward Ramos. It'll take a hop into his gloves. And now the distribution deflected off the defender. There will be a whistle from Stephen Foster. Ramos having a word with the center referee. Well, there haven't been many goals, in fact none, scored so far. There has been some action. We've seen a great save from George Marks early in the contest. It's also been a physical contest so far between these teams. Both sides understanding the value of the full 3 points at this juncture of the season, even though it's early. Camrath goes forward with it, and again, the offside flag will come up. Just to step in too quick was Andre Applewhite. Two, trying to catch Connecticut United on transition. Monas' ball through, cut out by Uzcategui. An important deflection away, and a man streaking in behind, and now here is Monas in behind. Connecticut looking for the cutback, and Monas' pass is blocked away. Another corner coming. The action's been back and forth, but right now field tilt slightly favoring Connecticut United. It's a 52% possession so far in this opening half as we close in on the first 30 minutes in the book. Monas will have the second free kick of the day for Connecticut United. Monas lifts this one high to the back post. A towering header toward goal, cleared off the line and deflected away. It'll be consecutive corners for CT United. Try as they might though, they cannot find that breakthrough. It's a great header. The second ball put toward goal by Goddard again, and that time it was Malik Jakupovic nodding it away. Monas whips this one in. Fall out the other side. This Philadelphia Union 2 team, the goals may not be coming so far as often as they would hope, as we have another whistle here from Stephen Foster, but they look the part right now of a well-oiled defensive machine early into the MLS Next Pro season. That is a scary thought for the teams coming up on their schedule. That win against FC Cincinnati too. Now just 2 total shots in the second half of that contest. 3 for the match, including just 1 shot on target. They are suffocating the opposition so far. Connecticut United is feeling some of that here early in this contest. collision on the near touchline sends Oliver Pratt down, grabbing at his lower leg. There was a whistle for a foul, and now a late card is going to come out of the pocket of Stephen Foster. Alex Monis not wanting to hear any of it from the center referee. Right here at the bottom of the screen, Monis just sticking his left boot out. Didn't make any contact with the ball there and sent Oliver Pratt spilling down. So Alex Monis will go into the book. That the third yellow we've seen in this opening half so far. Lending more credence to that idea of it being a physical first half. Nice move by Benitez to free up some space and play it over to Sequeira. Looking for the give back to Gio Sequeira. Ferreira now shoveled over, and Sequeira progressing nicely is Philadelphia. The cut back inside, Jakupovic won't make its way through. Now just booted out of play. Andre Applewhite will put a left foot into that one. It will be a throw for Philadelphia Union 2. Venezuelan Sequeira backing up for this long throw in, seeking Salolivas. Now more whistles from Stephen Foster. One of the things that Ryan Richter had identified coming into this match is a real key to victory for Philadelphia Union 2. Can they find ways to challenge space in between Connecticut's back line? Connecticut, they do like to get in that back four, those fullbacks a little higher up the pitch. Richter and company knowing that there will be some spacing there behind that back line. Can Philadelphia take advantage of it? I've seen Union 2 spend a ton of time on this end through these opening 30 minutes. Right now, just 14 passes completed by Union 2 in the opposing half of the field. Compare that to 35 for Connecticut United, who do have the 53% possession in their favor as well. Looking for Goddard forward. Philadelphia had him marked very tightly. Now Pratt will head it back along. Back to goal, Olivas couldn't get a touch on that one, was looking for a foul, and he won't get it. Van Hees, the former North Texas SC defender, he gave it up to Lucas Camrath. Now forward Connecticut United goes. They were looking for the layoff there on a combination in the midfield. Instead, it's Philadelphia coming up with it, but committing the foul. We've gone a half hour deep into this contest. Still no score between Connecticut United and Philadelphia Union 2. Despite being on the wrong end of the scoreline last match week against Chattanooga FC in that 4-2 defeat, it was Connecticut United finding the opening goal in their first two matches of the season. They have been the team to score first. Opened their club's history with a 3-1 win back on match week 1 against FC Cincinnati 2. Some commonality in opponents between these sides. That ball played through, trying to find Ibrahim Kasule streaking toward goal, and it's knocked out of play for another corner here for Philadelphia, rather for Connecticut United. This will be the fourth of the afternoon. This portion of the match is brought to you by WSFS Bank. Monis has been the trigger man on all their corners so far. He'll have it from the far flag. Monis swings this one in, near post, headed wide. The Brazilian Paixão has been involved in the attack a number of times so far for Connecticut United, playing at that center forward spot. He's already generated 2 chances for Connecticut. Couldn't put that one on frame though. Philadelphia, we're looking to slide it back inside. Over to Kellen LeBlanc. Jumping that pass though was Connecticut United. Not many lanes open right now. You see how much congestion Philadelphia can cause with that narrow 4-2-2-2 shape in the midfield. Connecticut United, they'll retake this throw from the far touchline. Toss to the corner of the area, headed down by Paixão. Just thumping that one clear, at least for a moment, was Oliver Pratt. Foul committed. Robbie Mora taken down. Mora acquired by Connecticut United in January of this year. Spent 4 seasons collegiately at Gonzaga. They're going to set Connecticut up with a free kick. Monis drives it forward again into a crowd of bodies. Philadelphia just not allowing anything so far, just in the run of play, but on Connecticut United set pieces. Been very organized. Something that Ryan Richter had talked at length about last year, the importance at this level of teaching set piece, both attacking and defending the proper way. They make it a core pillar of the development strategy here at Philadelphia. There's a heavy collision, sending Gio Sequeira down, grabbing at the back of his head. Applewhite shown a yellow. And there's the second one against Connecticut United. First against Applewhite. Sequeira slow to get up. Right here, center of the frame. Applewhite somewhat trying to make a play for that one on the aerial duel. Instead, just clattering in to Gio Sequeira. Originally acquired back in 2024 on the loan from Metropolitanos. That was made permanent this offseason by Philadelphia Union 2. And Philadelphia Union as an organization. Such an important piece Gio Sequeira has been these last few seasons for Union 2. 29 career appearances, 9 goal contributions, now in his 3rd season. Here he is, 38 in yellow and blue. Lost it for a moment, and now solidly in possession is Connecticut United. Rolled up ahead, looking for Paixão, who's offside again. Connecticut, they have just not been able to adapt so far in this first half to that line defensively that Philadelphia is playing, unable to keep themselves onside. Already the 3rd time we've seen them be in an offside position in half number 1. Povich trying to win it back high up the field, and instead canceled out by the whistle from Stephen Foster. There's Goddard looking to tightrope the touchline. Goes deflecting out off of the aforementioned Goddard. And Gio Sequeira able to win the throw in. Connecticut coming out today, as they have so far this season, pressing in that 2-3 style shape. Philadelphia, they've done well for themselves to move this ball sideline to sideline and try to take the teeth out of some of that press. First touch there from Fajera. Gives it up, Jakupovic. Building now is Philadelphia. Whipped out wide, it's LeBlanc toward goal, but wide of the near stick and out. Nice progression here on this entry into the final third for Philadelphia Union 2. Whipping that one over near side to Kellen LeBlanc. Just couldn't put it on the target. Ryan Richter told me earlier this week as Laurie Goddard goes down that Kellen LeBlanc, he had such a productive season last year. 25 appearances, 3 goals, 4 assists. But this preseason, this offseason, this coaching staff, they've challenged LeBlanc to go from being what Richter says is a good player to being a top player in MLS Next Pro. And Richter knows that LeBlanc, 47 there, who just goes down and wins a whistle, they know that Kellen LeBlanc has it in him to be able to be a top player at this level and perhaps beyond. Richter says he's a difference maker week to week, and now he and William Fajera will both survey their options on this ensuing free kick for Philadelphia Union. LeBlanc, now Fajera in toward goal, and leaping for it is Anthony Ramos. Great distribution there from Ramos, pushing it a little too far out though is Paixão. Marks will sprawl on top of it. Both these coaches, they talked earlier this week, reflecting on the matchup, about how much they were looking forward to it. Ryan Richter, he says that he loves the style Connecticut United plays. You know, it was going to be end-to-end, a track meet style match between these teams who like to get up the field very quickly. Love their transitional moments. Paixão jockeying for space on Uzcategui, who wins that battle, and now will turn it upfield. Successful in that venture, though, seeking Sal Olivas, and here is Ramos. Benitez had it for a moment. Backheel it over to Jakupovic, who was in the vicinity. As this first half has gone on, Union starting to shift more numbers higher up the pitch. Hasn't caused Connecticut a lot of strife yet as they win a foul here. Conrad, the Floridian, former Tampa Bay United Academy man of the MLS Next Level, puts it back into play, back to Ramos. Stretch things out is CT United, headed back down by Paixão, looking for Laurie Goddard. Pratt's clearance, intercepted. Opportunity here for Connecticut United. Mora plays that one centrally. Laurie Goddard just not in a place to receive that ball. Here's Pratt. Now Pratt will steer it forward. It's LeBlanc now on the left. LeBlanc, central pass. Here's Jakupovic! 2 goals in his first 3 matches for Malik Jakupovic. Philadelphia's Magic Man, 1-0 Union 2. He left off 2025 in such good form. He has resumed that form in 2026. One of the most dynamic goal scorers this league has to offer. His 10th career goal and just his 17th career appearance in MLS Next Pro. A player that Ryan Richter says no one believes in him more than this Philadelphia Union 2 coaching staff. They believe the ceiling is the highest possible for Malik Jakupovic. Just pushing and shoving here along the boundary line. Richter said that it's just so unbelievable and amazing to see the growth that he has made over the offseason. Jakupovic, because of his play last year, earning international call-ups, ended up scoring 8 goals during the CONCACAF U17 championship back in 2025, including a 5-goal contribution day against St. Kitts, a first half hat trick in that international fixture. 8 career international caps for the US U16 and U17 youth national team. This portion of the match is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Out comes Marks, who will slide on top of that one. It took some time for Philadelphia Union 2 in this match to find their offensive footing. The 42nd minute is what Jakupovic scores in. The complexion has completely changed. Now Philadelphia Union 2 looking for more here. Sequeira's pass cut out by CT United. Played into an empty space. That is where Uzcategui will turn it back to George Marks. 3 saves in this first half for George Marks. You go back to Marks' college days, that is no surprise. Marks was a machine in net for Mike Noonan and the Clemson Tigers, one of the top collegiate programs in all of NCAA men's soccer. Finished his career after spending 2018 through 2021 in South Carolina, his 3rd all-time in program history in wins and clean sheets for the Tigers. Just 1 minute of added time at the end of this first 45 minutes. Make sure to stick with us during our halftime report. We'll take you around the league, show you scores and schedule, show you highlights and stats from this fixture, as well as a fun feature that will take us to the windy city of Chicago. That's all coming up next on the halftime report. First, though, about 30 more seconds until the halftime whistle from Stephen Foster here in Chester, Pennsylvania. Malik Jakupovic breaking the scoreless deadlock for his 2nd goal of 2026. 50 moves there from Ferreira, able to keep that ball in possession of Philadelphia. And LeBlanc now, in the dying embers of this first 45, wins a free kick for Union 2. LeBlanc will roll it forward. Here's Ferreira now on the left. To LeBlanc. Those two combining again here on this near side. Ferreira, he'll stand up across, flash toward goal. It's in the gloves of Ramos, and there is the whistle from Stephen Foster. A goal 3 minutes prior to the halftime whistle from Malik Jakupovic. The only offensive action we see in the first 45 minutes. Our score at the half, 1-0 Philadelphia Union. Coming up at halftime, the rumors are true. Danny Rojas from the Ted Lasso Show has been in camp. Plus, the pathway's not restricted to players, as some assistant coaches and head coaches have made their way up the coaching tree within MLS clubs. All that and more as we start the halftime show after a short break.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro.
Our halftime from Chester, PA, 1-0 in favor of the home side, Philadelphia Union. Well, there have been a number of coaches who have started with the youth to the MLS Next Pro side and are now assistants and even head coaches in MLS. Let's meet a player who had a decision to make after his career between the lines and decided to give it back as a coach as we head to North Texas and chat with Matt Hedges.
Very excited to be here officially. I helped out a little bit last year. I really enjoyed my time working with the players, working with the staff. So I'm glad to be able to be on the staff full time and be involved. Towards the end of my career, I started thinking about what I wanted to do. Post playing, and coaching was something that for a while I didn't know if I wanted to do it. When my kids started to get a little bit older and I started doing it with them, I started enjoying it, and I thought I had a lot of knowledge that I could pass down to young players. That was kind of an easy decision after thinking about it. There's lots of different things that I can teach them from my career, but also the mentality, the intensity, the winning mentality is what I want to bring to the young guys because they're going to need that. I played at a high-level college, and I was still a little bit overwhelmed when I first got here, and it's the adaptation. If you don't do it quick at that time, then you were kind of out of the system. But now I think, especially with the academy and bringing those guys up and then moving into a environment like MLS Next Pro with North Texas, then I think it's a big jump in the quality of everything that is involved with this, and I think it's huge for developing players. I think there used to be a lot of guys who kind of got pushed out of the system if it wasn't working right away, but now those guys maybe get a second chance and can develop into good players. Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it feels like home. Like you said, I've been here for a long time. I know a lot of people here. I knew John beforehand. I knew a lot of the other staff beforehand, and even some of the players I still know. So it's just nice to be back in a familiar environment and be able to give these players my knowledge. This year, I think my goal is to improve our defensive solidarity. Obviously, I want to try to improve individually the players in the defensive line, help them improve their tendencies. But as a unit, I want our group to be solid and to give up less goals. That's always the goal. And for me, that was my big thing as a player throughout my career. I always wanted to give up less goals, and I think that's something I want to pass on to these defensive players.
Welcome back to Chester. Well, it's not an act. One of your favorite Ted Lasso actors did make an appearance in a camp and can play, and we tracked him down to talk about the experience with Chicago Fire.
Hola, hola, this is Cristo Fernandez, and we're here at the new facilities in Chicago Fire. Very happy and grateful to be here. I know I've been doing more acting and filmmaking these last couple of years. I would have never imagined how life was gonna turn for me. Never imagined that with my new dreams of film and acting, football, soccer was gonna be the thing that was gonna open them for me. I say this because I've always missed football, soccer. That's my first love. The level is very intense, young upcoming players, so lots of potential in this club. I can say that this is world-class level. I played professionally back home in Guadalajara. We didn't have this level of world-class facilities. I think the club is doing something great for both the city, the team, the players. It's a dream come true for anyone to be here, so for me it's also a dream come true to be here now, and I am grateful for the opportunity. What has surprised me is the level of the team. I've seen both the first team, the second team, the players, they're doing something great. And what surprised me as well is the quality of the people, very nice people. And that also says a lot about the club, and I think that's very important. It's been really nice getting back to the field, training, and really giving my best and believing I still can play this professionally, and we'll see where the dream takes us. But it's been really nice.
Such a fun story there in Chicago. As halftime continues, let's reintroduce our newest club in 2026. They're taking part in this match today, Connecticut United.
This is Connecticut's newest club, built for the entire state, not just one city.
Connecticut's a pretty culturally diverse state. Doesn't really have one major city. There's a bunch of small cities that are pretty close to each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage the founding partner of Connecticut Sports Group, Mr. Andre Swanston.
I remember feeling like, okay, it's on now, because talk is cheap. A lot of people say, oh, you know, I'm gonna own the team, and da-da-da. You hear that all day, everywhere. And so it kind of, you know, it was late 2023 when kind of everything went through. We knew it was approved and it was gonna happen. And it was just kind of, Michelle and I were like, all right, okay, it's on now, like, let's go.
I want to thank all of you who have made today possible and who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to bring these ideas to life, including the entire team from the Connecticut Sports Group.
Before the first professional match, the foundation was already in motion. In 2024, CT United launched its professional academy.
We started our academy first because we wanted to, one, make CT United tangible to the community and so they could see it, touch it, feel it, that we're here.
One of my first conversations with Andre and Michelle, when I met with them and we really started discussing, you know, their vision and what they wanted for their football team in the state of Connecticut, the ambitions, they're breaking down the barriers for giving kids opportunities to play in the academy. Once you have that idea, then I think it becomes pretty clear in terms of now bringing in the right people in your staff and to start to identify the right type of players you want to come in.
It starts in MLS Next, and it continues in MLS Next Pro.
I think we're headed in the right direction. You know, we have a good group of guys. Coaching staff is alive and ready. And I think we're just pushing towards, you know, the start of the season and looking to have a good season.
We knew that we wanted a team that was entertaining. We wanted a team that was going to dominate with the ball and against the ball. A team that looked to play forward, a team that is aggressive.
They're entertaining players, man. I mean, I'm really excited being in the league for 4 years and seeing the group that we're gathering together makes me happy.
What the ownership and the sporting director laid out to me, we had a couple of calls before I decided to join the team. It was very ambitious. I like what they have planned for the team, and I like the future, and I want to be part of this project. We have a lot of young players, so I know we're going to be very energetic. We're all here to learn, to get better, and you know, when you're young, your brain is like a sponge.
So, here's the standard.
Connecticut is used to winning. We've got to show them like we're playing for real, like we're not messing around. And then also I think with being the only black owner in the league, like I'm not losing, right? Like I refuse to make it seem like I can't build something that can compete on the level.
Back in Chester, it's 1-0 in favor of Philadelphia Union 2. Let's catch you up on some of the action first as our halftime report rolls on that occurred around MLS Next Pro over the last week. That was Orlando City B. They notched their first win a week ago today against Chicago Fire 2, and then they followed that effort up with arguably what's been one of the best games of MLS Next Pro's young season. Went down 2-0 in the second half, scored 3 goals in the final 15 minutes, including Caleb Trombino heading one home at the death to steal all 3 points from Carolina Core. Orlando City B moving up the Eastern Conference table. Red Bull New York 2 last Sunday, they got a win against Inter Miami 2, the defending champions, picking up where they left off in 2025. This is our upcoming schedule around MLS Next Pro. Action will get back underway Thursday between NYC FC and Toronto FC 2, that in the Eastern Conference. And then, well, if hell is real, then heck is plausible. Columbus Crew and FC Cincinnati 2 renewing their annual rivalry. That will kick things off on Saturday, March 21st, and that one should be Such a fantastic contest. Two real spirited rivals. There's just no love lost between Columbus and FC Cincinnati 2. In the Eastern Conference, things will end at 8 p.m. Eastern Time that same day between Huntsville City and Chattanooga FC. And you want to talk about a rivalry, those two teams also don't much care for each other either, so a very contentious next week in MLS Next Pro. As for our match here in Pennsylvania, let's catch you up on the action that was with our halftime highlights. Connecticut United, they had the lion's share of the possession in the opening half, and they had some good combinations in and around the area. Paisho getting involved on that one, drawing an early save from George Marks, and then they'll play a man through as this one goes crossed into Laurie Goddard. Connecticut United thought they scored, couldn't believe they didn't. George Marks batting it off the line. That kept it 0-0. Then here's Paisho again, off the corner, headed toward goal. That time denied by the noggin of Malik Jakupovic. Malik Jakupovic, he wouldn't be done though. He'd do it offensively first. He'd have an effort here that was deflected on its way through by Rickson Van Hees. And then Jakupovic would come down, receive the pass, the stutter, the finish, tucks it in. Just a sensational bit of effort in the opening 45 minutes. Those are your highlights, and these are the stats. Connecticut United, that 4 in the shots on target category, that jumps off the page. They're going to be very disappointed with their effort. Shavar Thomas wants them to impose themselves. They just didn't do it in the opening 45 minutes. We'll head back to break. When we return, the second half kicks off at Subaru Park. It's 1-0, Philadelphia Union 2.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Yeah. Boys hear sentiment. Flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still sticking ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best. Can rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions. Trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next. Just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now. Oh yes. Man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now.
Back inside Subaru Park, moments away from the start of half number 2 between Philadelphia Union 2 and Connecticut United. It's a 1-0 lead for the home team. Philadelphia looking to rattle off their third consecutive victory to open 2025. It would be their first 3-0-0 start if this result would hold since joining MLS Next Pro as a charter member of the league back in 2022. Malik Jakupovic, his 43rd minute goal, the difference maker so far. For Connecticut United, 4 shots on target, 4 corners. They had 56% possession, but they have nothing to show for it, and that's something that Shavar Thomas talked about following the match against Chattanooga. Felt like they did not play Connecticut United style football as Stephen Foster sounds the whistle, and we're back underway here in Chester, PA. Wanted to see them assert themselves more than what they did. Felt like they were rushing things in terms of their offensive timing. And some of that has continued over here in this match against Philadelphia Union 2, who are in the light blue tops with the yellow shorts. Connecticut United in the all black, and Connecticut United will have the throw in here. Andre Applewhite, acquired in January after spending 2018 through 2025 with Weymouth Wales FC, a professional club in Barbados. He's been a name that's been called a lot so far as we have a whistle from Stephen Foster. A free kick quickly taken back over to Applewhite. Applewhite playing on that left back position on the back line for Connecticut United, but they really want to push him high into the attack, help him create. Good combination here, able to free up space for Ibrahim Kasule. Here's Kasule now, looking for the leveler, played through, it's Paisho. Paisho muscled off the ball, and it will be a goal kick. Once again, a promising build-up for Connecticut United, just fizzling out at the last moment. Some good vision, though, on display from Ibrahim Kasule. Had options all around. Opted to lay it off to Paisho. Paisho, the Brazilian, 16 appearances and a goal on a loan spell last year as Marks gives it up to Sundstrom. A loan spell last year with Polisa Zhotomir in the Ukrainian First Division. Philadelphia will come back up with it. Ferreira nudged over toward Olivas. Olivas able to straddle the stripe there. It's turned over though. Ferreira can't hold on to it. And now here's Applewhite. Applewhite dragged down, and this will be another free kick for Connecticut United. Made a heavy serving of attacking half free kicks in the opening 45 minutes. On top of their 4 corners and 4 shots on target. Monis has been the point man on all their set pieces, the former Chicago Fire homegrown. Monis whips this one in the middle of the park, and that one headed away. Late arriving run from LeBlanc was able to receive that off the feed from Ferreira, but his pass finding no one for Philadelphia Union 2. Change of possession will occur via the throw-in. It'll be Philadelphia Union with the toss back into play via Giovanni Sequeira. Goddard back to goal. Tried to lay it off to Monis, who was just a step too slow. Now here's Oliver Pratt, former All-Ivy League first-team selection last collegiate season for Penn. Sundstrom, acquired in December of 2025 off the transfer from North Carolina FC of the USL. Long-time academy product and finalist for Young Player of the Year in USL last year. He was the one that gave it up. Ultimately, it's Sequeira drawing the whistle here for Philadelphia Union 2. Despite the narrow margin for Philadelphia Union, Ryan Richter, their manager, has to be happy with the performance his team turned in the opening 45 minutes. They set back at times, absorbed some pressure, that is, from Connecticut United, and held firm. Ferreira whips it into the crowd again. Deep enough clearance there for Connecticut United. Philadelphia Union insistent that was a handball. They'll retain possession, though, via the throw-in. Some of these names running around out here for Philadelphia Union: Malik Jakupovic, Gio Sequeira, Sal Olivas. They're players that are not just making an impact at the MLS Next Pro level, they're working their way up into first-team minutes. You go to the CONCACAF Champions Cup, Malik Jakupovic, 31 minutes played against Defense Force in that highly touted 7-0 win on the road, as that lead pass not on target and into the hands of Anthony Ramos. who did not make a save in the opening 45. Finn Sundstrom came on as a substitute and played 17 minutes in the 5-0 win here at Subaru Park for Philadelphia Union against Defense Force in that first round of CONCACAF Champions Cup. Robbie Mora steps up, turns, rolls this one in behind. There's Paisho, surveys. Paisho wants the cutback, goes deflecting out, and it will be another corner given to Connecticut United. CT United, they have to start making something happen though on these set pieces. It's not enough to just earn the corners. Monis, this one low and line drive, goes skipping off the head of Kasule. He's just picked up here by Paisho, who resets. And Heast was looking for the switch back over to Monis. Instead, here's Pratt aiming to find a release angle. Back to Monis now. Monis drives this one in, catches the head of Sundstrom. Here's William Fajera. Ultimately, it's a throw-in earned by Philadelphia Union 2. As Shavar Thomas, club's first ever head coach, named manager in December of 2025, looks on and calls out orders to his team, trying to get them refocused and reset. Thomas spent the 2022 through 2025 Next Pro seasons as an assistant coach with FC Cincinnati 2. Philadelphia Union 2 now. Colin LeBlanc had it for a moment. Timo Mendoza will go forward with it to Sal Olivas. Back to Mendoza. Philadelphia Union 2 Academy man. Laid off. Here's Olivas. Could not steer clear of Steven Serwada. Now rolled all the way ahead. Marks has to come out and just clear that ball away. A brave play from the man in net for Philadelphia Union 2. And able to keep it possession-wise here with Philadelphia, who have the throw. Who had 4 saves in the opening first half against Connecticut United. They'll play it back to him. A whistle here as Robbie Mora ends up down on the Kentucky Bluegrass here inside Subaru Park. Californian looked like he was going to take the free kick. Instead, he elects to defer to Lucas Comrath, former Big South Defensive Player of the Year at High Point last year. It'll be Monis with the service. Lifted ahead, out with the punch comes Marks. A chance here to counter for Philadelphia Union 2. Over the top and in behind is LeBlanc. However, the offside flag is up. That is something, though, that Ryan Richter had mentioned, as he wants to see his team take advantage of some of that spacing in behind the back line of this Connecticut United side. Right idea there for LeBlanc as Philadelphia Union gives it up. Just a whisker offside. Wait, trying to drive that one forward, looking for Kasule. Now a glancing header here. Along from Olivas. Instead, ends up back at the feet of Anthony Ramos. Union 2 had a real uncanny ability in that first 45 minutes to just sit back and absorb the pressure from Connecticut United. They were very smart about picking their spots when going forward. That pragmatic approach, something that Ryan Richter has always wanted to see from this team. Saw it last year as Monas, his cross, intercepted by Mendoza, whose clearance also intercepted. Mora stepping up, keeping the pressure on. It's Sundstrom trying to make a play for it, and instead Goddard slots it in. Laurie Goddard was denied twice in the first half, would not be denied a second time in this second half. 1-1. That's all a result of the just relentless pressure Connecticut putting on Philadelphia. Goddard just throwing that right foot up and catching a piece of it. Nothing George Marks can do. And all level in Chester. Connecticut United, a chance to make 2 changes. A third one trotting on late as Barnabas Tanyi joining the trio of new faces, fresh legs for Shavar Thomas, whose Connecticut United side has new life suddenly in this second half. Daniel DiPolito coming on, Javar Stevenson also coming on to join Barnabas Tanyi. DiPolito, the former Fordham Ram, will come on in place of Ibrahim Kasule. First changes of the day for either team. Now Connecticut United having a bit of confidence under their wings here, trying to move quickly with it, and Monas will elect to slow the tempo now. Here's Van Hees. Chucks this one into the 18. Goddard, but headed along. Now back down here, Goddard in the vicinity, and out comes George Marks. Looking for a strong throw out. All over it was Connecticut United. Can't make anything happen with it initially. Neither team able to settle in on possession there. Finally steered safely back over to Anthony Ramos. Once again, the offside flag is up. The goal scored by Connecticut United, that more in line with what Shavar Thomas and his coaching staff looking for out of the visitors. He had said coming into the week that you don't just want to be dominant, so to speak, in terms of your identity, but you want to sort of live and breathe that ideology in everything you do. Didn't do enough of it in the first half. Now the advantage played. It's Goddard going for it. Missing wide, but we will have a delayed card, and this will be the second yellow shown to Oscar Benitez. Oscar Benitez, just at the hour mark played, has been sent off by Stephen Foster, thanks to his second yellow of the afternoon. Philadelphia will play down a man for the final 30 minutes. Foster had elected to play the advantage on the challenge that was applied by Benitez. And then after the play came to a close, so delayed yellow, the second of the day. A huge swing of momentum in the favor of Connecticut United. much better team in this second half. Not that they were bad in the first half, they just didn't assert themselves as much as Thomas and the coaching staff would like to see. You can tell though, since the clock rolled over to the second 45 minutes, there's been a little extra pep in the step. They've played with some more intentionality, some more intensity. Olivas reaching to cut that pass out. And now Sal Olivas goes tumbling down, and he's slow to get back to his feet, grabbing at his left leg. Things potentially going from bad to worse here for Philadelphia. Trainers will come on to assess the status of Sal Olivas, the Texan. Career first-team appearances with Philadelphia Union, 3 of which coming during the 2025 season. He's helped back to his feet. You can see him trying to jog off the knock suffered. He will have to come off. Does look set to rejoin his team at the soonest available moment. After the injury stoppage, play back underway off the throw in. Here's Comrath. Philadelphia Union 2, down to 10 men. Good link up here. Monis, full head of steam. Touched inside, stopped initially by Marks. The second effort not makes its way through, and Monis will push the third one wide. Connecticut United, at least on this opportunity, taking full advantage of the spacing due to the 10 men on the pitch. It's just a great combination. Monis able to come up with it, but couldn't finish it off after Marks made first contact. Sal Olivas still yet to rejoin. However, Philadelphia Union, though, will make a trio of changes in their own right. Now Olivas will trot back on following the injury. Malik Jakupovic, his afternoon is done. Grabbed his second goal in 3 matches. Mihan Hassan, Lennon Harrington will all come on, and joining them is Mateus DePaul. A trio of Philadelphia Union Academy players. This portion of the match is brought to you by Bimbo Bakeries USA. Three changes there by Ryan Richter and company. Heavy on the youth, not just this season, but in that specific instance with the changes. And Ryan Richter, one thing he talked about earlier this week was the strength of Philadelphia Union's academy. Depending on who you talk to, arguably the deepest, most talented academy system in MLS. Definitely one of at least the top 3, as this one played to Goddard, now over the top, trying to find Tanyi. And Richter said that one of the reasons that Philadelphia is so successful academy-wise in developing players, it's a core pillar of the organization. He said it's not just a saying. The investment that the ownership makes here for Philadelphia Union in academy and player development is second to none. Trying to find Van Hees now as he'll loft this ball in. First contact by Philadelphia Union, now trying to clear it. Monis off the half volley and a save by Marks. But Richter was adamant though that the money spent on staffing, facilities, schooling, coaching staff at the second team level, all of that showcases the commitment to development by this Philadelphia Union team, as Dylan Lacey will come on for Connecticut United. He said it even has wider ranging impacts, though. He credited the ownership group of Philadelphia Union for their impact on the U.S. national team structure as well. They pushed for residency academies at the youth level, and Richter, in his own mind, a former academy coach here for this Philadelphia Union organization, he's seen the indelible impact that it has made. All roads lead back to Philadelphia as this cross out the other side to Barnabas Tanyi. Tanyi fires it over the bar and out. Connecticut United, they continue to ask questions of this shorthanded Philadelphia Union team. Down to 10 men due to Oscar Benitez's 60th minute red card. So far, Union 2, little offense going forward. Still just the one shot on target. And it's the only one that's gone in the back of the net for Union 2, thanks to Malik Jakupovic. Meanwhile, Connecticut United, they've ripped off 11 shots. 6 shots on frame in this second half alone. 3. Just trying to bleed as much clock as possible due to the shorthanded nature here for Philadelphia for these remaining minutes. Just trying to salvage a point against this veteran-laden Connecticut United squad. Turned up field here, leaking in behind was Daniel DiPolito. Now here's Lacey. Dylan Lacey, a homecoming for him. Started his soccer career in the Philadelphia Union Academy. Headed down here by Goddard. It's Monis with the first touch. Cleared out by Giovanni Sequeira. And it will concede the corner to Alex Monis and CT United. Elsewhere around the Eastern Conference here in MLS Next Pro, Chicago Fire right now up on Chattanooga FC 1-0. Columbus Crew and Toronto FC, they are deadlocked at 1 apiece. Monis drives this to the near post. There was a whistle there from Stephen Foster. It will go Philadelphia Union 2's way. First though, more changes being made. Caden Moore, he will make his 3rd appearance of the season. He's played 92 minutes as Timo Mendoza from a Philadelphia Union U16er will come off. Caden Moore, 2 appearances last year for Philadelphia Union. Came over mid-season on the loan from Atlanta United. Made 6 appearances with Atlanta United, 2 during last MLS Next Pro season. That loan re-upped in the offseason. There is a purchase option with it for Philadelphia Union. Former 2023 MLS Next Cup winner, the Atlanta United U16 Academy side, is Caden Moore. Booted out of play by Philadelphia Union 2. Comrath make that apple wait instead. We'll throw it in. We'll poke that one away from Barnabas Tanyi. Tanyi spent last season number 7 in black and blue in the Slovenian first tier. He's got it now. Looking to turn on that one over to Lacey and instead turns it over. Tanyi, though, a product of the Detroit City Academy. 7 career appearances in USL Championship play. Number 7 there on the left side of your screen for Connecticut United. Javar Stevenson, former Loyola Maryland Greyhound. He'll track this ball down. Provides such a big, physical, imposing presence on the back line. Stevenson 6'7". Sawada works this one to the left side. Now stepping inside, here's Applewhite. Applewhite crosses, and that cross cut out by George Marks. Despite the goal conceded, Marks has played very well. 6 saves so far in this match. His distribution has been strong as well. LeBlanc crashing into Alex Monis in the middle of the pitch. And the free kick quickly restarted here by Connecticut United. Continuing to push, the visitors are, for that second goal. Took them 57 minutes to find their breakthrough. This portion of the match is brought to you by Language Services Associates. Sequeira will have the throw right in front of Shavar Thomas. Dylan Lacey, who came on minutes ago as a sub, mentioned that he started his career in the Philadelphia Union Academy back in 2021. Well, he's not the only one for Connecticut United, making a homecoming, so to speak. Shavar Thomas, as a player, did spend a season with Philadelphia Union after being traded from Chivas USA, the now defunct MLS club. Thomas in his own right, 198 career MLS appearances with a host of teams, was drafted by the Dallas Burn as a defender. Defender here for Philadelphia struggles with it, and Tanyi comes up with it, batted away by Marks. Just a little lax on that back line for Union 2, and George Marks comes to the rescue again. It's Caden Moore who recently subbed on, just getting caught flat-footed by Tanyi. The rebound falling to Monis, who can't hang on to it. George Marks continuing to turn in a stellar performance in net. This is his 16th career start in MLS Next Pro. Has played over 1,300 minutes between Crown Legacy and Philadelphia Union. Their #1 keeper to start things out in 2026 for Ryan Richter and company. As Pratt gives it up, here's LeBlanc now. LeBlanc unable to get past Van Hees. Won't matter though for Philadelphia Union 2. They'll hang on to possession. A throw in upcoming for the home side. Whipped ahead by Marks, headed back along by Javar Stevenson. Thumped back down in the vicinity of Tanyi. Here's Dylan Lacey. Monis combining with Van Hees, now back to Lacey. These passing triangles on the touchlines have started to open things up for Connecticut United. Played back through, wanting Dippolito. And Dippolito, that one too much behind it. A second half goal, the only action we've seen so far. Connecticut United getting on the board in the 57th minute. They continue to search for that second goal to perhaps steal 3 points here on the road against Philadelphia Union 2. A whistle here from Stephen Foster will end things and bring us to another stoppage. It's one more road fixture for Connecticut United, ending this stretch of 4 straight in the month of March. They'll head on the road to take on New England Revolution 2, who are under the direction of new management in 2026. Pablo Moreira appointed New England's manager for the 2026 campaign. Now Philadelphia Union 2, they will hit the road for the first time. They'll take on Red Bull New York, the defending champions, a rematch of the Eastern Conference Final. An exciting Eastern Conference Final that was. Philadelphia getting on the board first. It took 2 goals from Red Bull New York to punch their ticket to the championship match. After Michael Bradley appointed Red Bull New York manager of the MLS level, Dominic Vollert taking over Red Bull New York 2, the Baby Bulls, and now here comes Connecticut United again, played in front, wanting Dippolito. Dippolito couldn't get a touch off on that one, well defended by Union 2. Now here comes Philadelphia. Philadelphia, they'll work this one ahead. Seeking Nihan Hassan, making his 3rd appearance of 2026, and has that cleared away from him. Now another change here for Ryan Richter. More fresh legs as a 16-year-old John Roof will come on. Philadelphia with this change here, they are out of changes on this afternoon. Closing in on the 80th minute, still leveled 1 apiece. Clearance falls to Harrington. Now they switch it back out wide. Here's Pratt. Pratt finding LeBlanc. Here's LeBlanc. Still shifting around. Back to Pratt. Pratt will lift it in. Headed toward goal, but wide. The offside flag had come up. It's John Ruff, who just came on, able to get a head to it. A look at it once more. Forward to LeBlanc. LeBlanc and Steven Serwada were tied up. Serwada getting the better of him that time. Falls back toward LeBlanc. Given away. Union 2 had it for a moment, and now Serwada taken down here by Giovanni Sequeira. And now some pushing here as Monas steps in. A yellow card handed out by Stephen Foster. This may be the first ever matchup in club history between Philadelphia Union and Connecticut United, but there have been some heavy challenges, some real contentious moments. Immediately, Monas walks right over and exchanges words with Mateus DePaul. So it's Gio Sequeira going into the book for Philadelphia Union 2. They've already had 1 player sent off. A turnover once more. Connecticut United, these last few minutes, they've been a bit sloppy with the ball. Now here's LeBlanc trying to get past the long, lanky Javar Stevenson. Unable to do so that time. Tanyi now dispossessed, won back though by Monas. Dippolito tries to thread it back through. Wants Applewhite. Headed along here by Union 2. As Sequeira, who just had the yellow card, comes up with it, and now Gio Sequeira will earn Philadelphia Union a whistle. Off the restart, dumped ahead, here's Roof. collision behind the play between Roof and Dylan Lacey. That will draw a whistle from Stephen Foster. Starting to get a bit tighter in the officiating department as we drag on toward the 90th minute. And this 1-1 stalemate so far is Philadelphia Union getting the opening goal in the first half, a 43rd minute strike from Malik Jakupovic. Laurie Goddard finding the back of the net in the 57th minute. Serwada goes up ahead with it, touched toward goal, but wide of the near post. And that opportunity will fizzle out for Connecticut. This portion of the match is brought to you by Kinetic Physical Therapy. Cleared ahead by Marks. Now another whistle from Stephen Foster. Serwada, much like Ibrahim Kasule, Steven Serwada coming over on the loan from Red Bull New York 2 in January of 2026. Serwada there, number 8 in black, purple, and blue in the center of your screen. He's got the ball now, and Serwada goes tumbling down. Steven Serwada pleading for a card. We won't get one. It will just be a free kick for Connecticut United. Serwada making the jump over to this upstart MLS Next Pro side after spending 4 years with Red Bull New York 2. Did make 2 first-team appearances during his time with the Red Bull New York organization. Lacey drives this ahead, takes a deflection, falls toward Oliver Pratt, and it'll stay here. A corner awarded to Connecticut United. Connecticut have had 7 corners so far today, this being the 7th. They've yet to score on any of their 6 prior. Lacey steers this one toward goal, headed over the bar by Goddard, the goal scorer. That one will go out. Connecticut United, they've had some flashes of brilliance in terms of offensive timing, in terms of link-up play. They just haven't been able to put it together consistently so far. Meanwhile, Philadelphia Union offensively, they've been stymied, to say the least, in half number 2. No shots, and just 38% possession. Some issues, though, here clearing it out of the back for Connecticut United. And they finally do just that, as Marks will come away from his home and goal and lump this one forward. You do have to give some credit to Philadelphia Union, too. Playing down a man after the Oscar Benitez second yellow, resulting in a red at the hour mark. Some teams might pack it in. They might just shift all the way into a defensive mindset. But Philadelphia, they have shown some flashes over the last 10 or so minutes of some desire to still go forward. Not pressing as much as they were in the first half, for obvious reasons. Lacey, he'll go ahead with it. Here's Tanya going for it, and Tanya scores! Route 1 football to the rescue for Connecticut United. 2 unanswered, and the visitors lead. Lacey hammers this one over the top. And Caden Moore, although in lockstep there with Barnabas Tanyi as second half substitute. Can't corral that ball in. Account opened for the Hungarian in 2026. And Connecticut United looking to spoil this Sunday home fixture for Philadelphia Union 2. One of the things that Shavar Thomas had emphasized earlier this week, it's not just about playing that entertaining, attacking-minded style of football. He wants them to have a layered approach to the way they attack teams. Not always just be so one note, so predictable. He felt like that's what got them into trouble in their loss against against Chattanooga FC. In this second half especially, they have had layers to that attack. And it's come through in a big way, thanks to the goal via Barnabas Tanyi, who is now down on the ground, writhing around in pain. Draws a stoppage from Stephen Foster. And Tanyi back to his feet. Connecticut United less than 3 minutes plus stoppage time away from getting back in the win column for the second time in 3 matches to open their inaugural season in MLS Next Pro. Here's Sequeira, though, having to get that cross off. Falls out wide to Pratt. Now Pratt steps inside. Pratt going for it. And Pratt sending that into the seats. Anthony Ramos, who has not been a busy man in this second half, has faced no shots in the final 45 minutes. He boots this one forward, play back underway. Connecticut United, they've been putting on an offensive clinic in terms of the chance creation in the second half, including the goal scored by Tanyi, 7 shots on target. Now here's Dippolito, edge of the 18, still Dippolito now. Dippolito going for it. Goes leaking through, and now Dippolito making a play for it. And spikes go into the chest of George Marks. That will be a booking. It all started well here for Daniel Dippolito. Impressive individual effort. Would not give up on the play, but that right there at the end, after Marks was solidly in control, not enough to put Daniel Dippolito, the New York native, into George Marks' book. Ball dislodged at the midfield line. Rory Goddard had it momentarily. Now here's Lennon Harrington. Wearing 67 out there, part of the Philadelphia Union Academy. A good run today for Philadelphia Union too. He is signed to Cornell collegiately. There's Sequeira wanting to turn on that one and instead taken down, and there will be 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this 90 minutes. Still an opportunity here for Philadelphia Union 2 to pull a goal back and send this into the penalty shootout. Almost underneath that one. The only shot that Anthony Ramos has faced in his second appearance of 2026. It did make its way past him, but otherwise, relatively solid day defensively for Connecticut United, especially in this second half. Union 2 were doubling up Rory Goddard, who wants a whistle. Goddard taken down again. And this time, he will get that whistle he was searching for just moments ago. Connecticut United from down 1-0 to up 2-1 as Goddard will head to the corner flag. Monis can't hold on, spilling across the touchline. It's the 90 seconds until the full-time whistle here in Chester, PA. A match that started so well for Philadelphia. But they have not been able to hold on to that momentum here in the second half. Here's Pratt. Pratt will whip this one ahead. Connecticut struggling to clear the lines at this moment in time. Here's Javar Stevenson. Stevenson will carry it along himself. Tanya was the target there. Tanya in line for the match-winning goal. Should this result hold over the next 50 seconds or so. There's another whistle from Stephen Foster. Rickson Van Hees had gone down, stayed down, and now helped back to his feet, 21 in black and blue. It results in a free kick for Connecticut United, who will host Philadelphia Union 2 in the return match later in April. They'll play that in Stores on the campus of UConn on April 26th. Moore trying to thump it clear. Out across the touchline it goes. Philadelphia has the throw, but not before time expires. And Connecticut United, a come-from-behind effort to pick up the club's second ever win. They come back from a 1-0 deficit at the halftime break. 2 goals in the second 45 minutes. And they win it 2-1. One of those 2 goals coming courtesy of this evening's man of the match. It's the winning goal scorer himself, Barnabas Tanya, the Hungarian, opening his account in 2026 in dramatic fashion. Our man of the match presented by Adidas. And Tanya taking the long ball forward off the dish and slotting it past George Marks in the 86th minute, sealing the come-from-behind effort for Connecticut United. It's all over in Chester, PA. CT United back in the win column. A 2-1 result on the road. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Jake Griffith. Once again, our final score, Connecticut United 2, Philadelphia Union 1. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Good afternoon from Pennsylvania.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.